Hello and welcome back to my channel. I thought today I would go over my traveler's notebook in the passport size. I've officially been in it for 1 month, so I thought I would share with you what I've done. First things first, on the side here I have my preppy fountain pen, and this is in the extra fine 02 size. I absolutely love this pen, and I did use all of the ink that came in it, and then I refilled it using this Sailor ink. I'm not sure that the actual Sailor ink is coming through yet. I think I'm still finishing up the last little bit of the black part that was still in there, so we will see. But when we first open, I just have this little flap here. Everything is from Traveler's Notebook itself except for this little pouch. My husband gifted all of this to me for Christmas. I am very lucky. And let's see, so I do have some dot stickers from my shop. I use these to color code, so I have those just kind of clipped in. Very simple deco. I wanted this whole system to be more of an on-the-go, I don't know, no pressure zone, so I kept everything kind of minimal. So this first book is the dot grid, and it is my reading companion. So this was the page that has that square, the rectangle on it from Traveler's Notebook, and I did a little map, and yeah, reading companion. This is my key. Oh, also I should totally say, if you don't want spoilers for any of the books that I'm going to be covering in my reading companion part, try not to watch. Actually, I can try to cover it if that would be better, but I kind of talk about things that, I'm thinking about the books that I'm reading or that kind of thing, so I don't want to give anyone spoilers, so I'll try to do some covering. But first things first, I have my key, and these all come from my 2 sticker sheets up at the front. And I have a code for DNF finished if it's an impulse read, if it's what I like to call a bucket list read, where it's something that I've been wanting to read for a very long time, if I cried while reading it, or if it's in a series. And I also put the date I started this little reading companion because I plan to just archive these and start a new one every time. The first book I'm reading to start off the new year is Mother of Death and Dawn, which is book 3 by Carissa Broadbent in her Daughter of No World series, and it is so good. It's so good. For me, this was a bucket list read because I read book 1 and 2 in early 2023. Absolutely devoured them, and then I got to book 3 and I realized I didn't want the series to be over, so I just stopped reading, and that's really silly. So this became a bucket list read for me to read in 2024 and finish the series. In the corner I always have a doodle idea. In my full-fledged reading journal, which is an A5 dot grid, I believe, it has a doodle, and I'm going to doodle out a illustration for every single book I've read in 2024. So I thought this would also be a good place for me to scribble those ideas down. And then here we have my color code, and then whatever number in a series, I just add that to the dot. So I'm sure Percy Jackson isn't a spoiler. I've never read the Percy Jackson books, so for me, this was really cool to be able to read this for the first time. I didn't know anything about it, and if you do know about Percy Jackson, I was thinking for my doodle, I could either go with a toilet spraying or a pen with cap to signify Riptide. Here we can see it was the first of a series. It's a bucket list read, and I did finish it, and I gave it 5 stars. So absolutely loved that book. It was so fun. I did have my first DNF of the year. So here, honestly, I'm thinking about doodling a little graveyard, and then I'm putting here lies my DNFs or something like that. I don't know, just turn it into funnies, I guess. This book was definitely a no-go for me. That's okay. We have Percy Jackson number 2. And again, I just did the same thing. I finished it. It's number 2 of the series. And then I have my doodle ideas. And then I did finish the Inheritance Games. I'm going to cover that one because I know that maybe some people want to read that one. It's pretty popular. But yeah, I gave that one 5 stars as well. I have some doodle ideas. Let me cover this up. So Hawthorne Legacy, this is book 2 of the Inheritance games, and I'm just getting started. So I don't really have oh, now what do I do if there's 2 books? Oh no. Okay, so this one is a Kindle Unlimited book that I just started. I saw the author post on TikTok and I was like, okay, I want to read that. So I started it and I'm already about halfway through. Absolutely love it. I think it's such a great debut novel and I really enjoy it. I think this author is definitely going to be one I come back to. And this was an impulse read, so I have that down. And then that is all so far. Yep, that is it. And then in my next book, we have, again, just kind of like a simple cover. This is more of like my Commonplace type of book. And again, we have my color code for sketching, thoughts, food and recipes, movies and shows watched, and gardening. This year, my husband and I are actually living in a house. So exciting. Instead of our RV traveling around. So we want to have a really big garden. And I think the ultimate goal is that we want to replace about 10% of our diet with, things that we grow. So we'll see if that comes true or not. Here we can see that I did some sketches. If you are familiar with my newest collection that I just launched in my shop, a few of these will look a little familiar to you. Yeah, it's just a little brainstorm page. I wanted to play around with a cat emote, a ghost emote, and maybe like a little pug emote. And then here I have a bunch of YouTube videos that I have filmed or need to film. So I just wrote out some list, a little brain dumping. And then here I actually played around with turning it into a landscape format. And for a little bit, I was doing a DIY Hobonichi Weeks where I would print it and then put it in my rings. As you can see, I just went ahead and got the dang thing. So that setup video is coming, don't worry. And then, of course, my next one is that I've been playing a lot of Palia. It is a free game on the Switch, and if you're not playing it, 10 out of 10, it's so fun. Definitely recommend it. But I had some quests that were kind of kicking my butt, and I was getting kind of confused. And this character needed these things, this character needed these things, and so I just needed something to keep it all straight. But yeah, that's all I have so far. Really, I don't want to put a lot of pressure on myself to, I don't want to burn myself out of this. This was such a beautiful gift from my husband, and I just want this to be a part of like my forever process, if that makes sense. And so I'm really trying to avoid the burnout if at all possible. But I don't know what this is. It might be coffee or honey. Don't know. I do have some marks kind of going, and I just really like it. I think it looks so cute. Oh, and my husband got himself a matching one, so I definitely want to keep this book with me forever. I think that is the sweetest thing. But yeah, thank you so much, and that is my Passport TN, and I'll try to do another update soon. Bye, guys.